CFS's mandate really is about helping to support individuals, couples, and families across our community, those individuals who live and work in Simcoe County and Muskoka. We do that through a couple of core services. Our primary one is counseling services, of course, CFS Counselling and Wellbeing. So counseling is at the cornerstone of a lot of what we do. And it's counseling in that broad sense of not just the one-on-one conversation, but it could be coming to a group where you're working with others around similar ideas or similar concerns. And then well-being, doing a lot of community outreach, and for different population groups. We have programs dedicated to supporting newcomers and international students, and some services focused on older adults as they mature. What are their needs? And so we have some programs that are dedicated to supporting transitional aged youth. And our goal really is about helping people live their best life.
YouthCALL started in South Simcoe about 3 years ago. It was initially funded through United Way, the generous support of United Way, and since then has expanded through the county with other funding partners like the Innisfil Community Foundation and Trillium, and that came out of the great need that developed when we first launched this program in South Simcoe. And so we run this program alongside 5 other community partners at the Gilbert Centre, New Path Youth and Family Services, Youth Haven, Contact Community Services, and the Canadian Mental Health Association for York South Simcoe. And really what we do is we provide mental health support, system navigation, housing support. Pretty much we've created a one-stop shop for youth to call into, and then they can get access to a myriad of services. So whether they're looking for housing or financial support, employment support, or most commonly one of our top presenting needs is mental health support. And so really YouthCALL continues to be a place where youth can continue to touch base and have somebody walk alongside them so that they don't fall through the cracks. Really, this resource is so important because we continue to have a fractured system, and I think the reality is a lot of youth go knocking on a bunch of doors in order to find the right service or support. Because this is a collaborative initiative and it's based on having many partners involved, what it does is it allows us to create a space where youth can call one number and get access to all of those supports, and also we can ensure that the youth actually gets to where they're supposed to go and they get access to the right service, which I think is critical when you think about the fact that youth are often coming with tons of challenges. So they're living in poverty, or they have mental health concerns, they're struggling with housing, they don't have the time or the skills necessarily to navigate all of those system barriers that we put in place. Multiple intakes, multiple transportation issues, getting from one place to another, different ways of onboarding. So it is a one-stop shop where you can get access to the services they need.
I think what the pandemic did is it destigmatized mental health, because we were all sharing a collectively traumatic experience. And I think folks who never would have thought they would reach out for help did. And it validated that it was okay to do that. And so I think what we see now is folks are more inclined to ask for help. So it's not that necessarily that the mental health of people has worsened. I think that we're more accepting that it's okay to reach out for help. At the same time, there are certainly some vulnerable groups in our communities that are especially affected post-pandemic. When we think about some of the economic climate in our community and some of the realities around the world of what's happening, certain people are more at risk than others of needing additional supports. And that certainly has increased, right? So when we think about youth who are stuck in between school and life, right? And that transition part is really tricky in general. It's trickier now when even the adults can't figure it out, right? So we're really seeing folks like that. We have a lot of newcomers coming to Simcoe County, and we don't have a really integrated support system for them. So I think they're reaching out because they're struggling to find connection and inclusion in this community that they've now landed in. So there's a lot of those specific pieces that are adding to what we're seeing as this sort of mental health crisis. I don't know if it's a crisis, but I definitely think it's a mental health awareness that's happening.
I think the more we talk about mental health, or the more we normalize accessing any type of service, the more it becomes easier to reach out, which I think is great. I think that's a huge win. On the flip side, we also have more youth reaching out because the issues are deeper, and so, you know, that sucks for lack of a better word. What I'm happy about is that YouthCALL exists, and it was a long time coming to establish a collaborative initiative. So we're really grateful that this service exists in the community, and we have exceeded any and all targets we had initially laid out. And so we know the service is there and it's working for people, and youth are accessing it. And ultimately we want to continue to see it support the community, and that's why we're doing fundraising around this initiative, so that we can continue to build in the financial resources we need in order to continue to provide these services.
Are you a Swiftie?
So I'm the youth lead here at CFS, and what I do is I work with YouthCALL and I work with the youth in Simcoe County. We do drop-ins every Wednesday at our Barrie location, and all the other locations and information can be found on our website, which is youthcall.ca.
It is my pleasure to announce the launch of CFS's first online raffle, and we have an exciting grand prize to kick things off. The TS&TO raffle is on right now and runs until December 16th. Which is just in time to make a lucky someone very happy for Christmas. There are 17 prizes in all to be won, plus a 50-50 draw. The featured grand prize includes a car service, dinner, and 2 floor tickets to Taylor Swift's opening night concert in Toronto on November 14th, 2024. To play, ticket purchasers have to be 18 plus and living in Ontario at the time of purchase. To support YouthCALL, buy a ticket to the concert raffle or 50-50 draw. Share this info on social media and to every Swiftie you may know. Tickets are limited to increase the odds. Thank you and good luck.
My hope for the future with YouthCALL is that it continues to grow, and certainly we have lots of ideas of new services we would provide. We would like to be in all parts of the county on a regular basis, and so ideally we would have enough dollars attached to this initiative to be able to provide these services consistently for youth in every part of the county.
You know, it's a changing time, an organization that's been around over 40 years. You know, how we represent ourselves in this new age where social media has taken over. Things have to look a certain way in a digital age. And so we needed a brand identity that would align us well and position us well so that folks could find us. Really